Good morning. I have my coffee. Black Rifle, 1 round of coffee, I think. Black Rifle coffee is what I'm drinking. Well, I'm working on my project, the Cafe Facet pillow, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my friend Josh. It's really, really sad. He went to Disney last week and he went on a ride. I don't know what ride, and it caused a clot to go up into his brain, and on Thursday he had a massive stroke. Right now he's in the hospital and his family has hospice care. So if you guys could pray for Josh, because I got the chance to meet him less than a week before his major stroke, and I can show you little clips of it on here. He was very kind. He was funny. He had had a stroke almost 3 years before in July, and he was in a coma for several months, like 3 or 4 months. And he didn't have brain activity. But then all of a sudden it came back, and he came back. So I'm hoping and praying that the Lord sees fit to allow that again, because so many people will miss him. He was a music theater person. He hosted the musical theater in New York, in Syracuse. He also had traveled with his parents, his dad was a preacher, and now his brother's the same preacher that his dad was at the same church. So he has Christian family, and I appreciate him so much, because when I met him, he was like a year out from his stroke or so, a year and a half, and he'd gotten better. He was the one that he could look up certain items. We were talking about food, because we would be on our food Zoom with Lauren, and he would tell us all about the food. If he didn't know what food it was, he'd look it up on his phone and then share it with us what it was. Yeah, and he had a hard time seeing, because he had had a few strokes the first go round. His was a hemorrhagic stroke, and it affected his balance and his sight, and so he had a hard time walking, but he could walk. And when I took him out, we went out to lunch at a Thai restaurant. He prayed over our meal. We talked so much about his story. I wanted to know his story. And I'm so glad that I got that opportunity to hear his story. And I could only share little pieces of his story with you, because I can't get him on here now. That makes me sad. It really does. You know, I was always teasing my friends in my aphasia groups, and my husband and my family. I'm going to get an RV and I'm going to go across the country by myself. When this happened, I kept thinking, what if I had another stroke and I was out on the road by myself? So I called my aunt and I said to her, Charlie, should I go on the road by myself? She says, I thought you already talked about this with your husband. I says, no, I didn't even think about this, to talk to him about this. So when he came home, I talked to him. And I said, Eric, do you mind if I go out in an RV by myself, or I go driving by myself, and I'm not here with you and Kayla? And he says, honey, you could have a stroke here at the house. You go and have your fun. This is part of you. So that made me feel much better. So regardless, but I'm a little sad today, just so you guys know. But please pray for Josh and his family and his friends, because everybody, well, let me step back a second. I feel that God had made his brain activate about 3 years ago. Because if he hadn't, I would not have had the chance to meet him. And neither would others who've had aphasia in the groups. And he was a very inspiring person. And I hope that you guys could be inspiring people as well. Some of you have had strokes. Some of you haven't. But please, go be inspiring. Go inspire somebody. Give them the what for to be loved in every way. And so my one suggestion today is be inspiring. Show the love to everybody, regardless. Our life is very short. So, on that note, I'm going to go, and I'm going to show you just a little clip of him and me talking, but you will not hear sound. There was no volume on it. So, but you could still see his face. I had a wonderful opportunity, and I'm glad I did. So, you guys have a great day, and we will talk again soon. Bye.